You know what gets my goat the most, YouTube, are these people that are gatekeeping, right? They gatekeep all the streams of income. Now, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of YouTubers, right? But it's like this little bit or this little bit. But what about the people that are really building multiple streams of income that do not require you to go to a 9 and 5? So, we're going to be talking about uh, alternative ways of making money. And I'm actually going to be opening up, like, I'm trying to start 31 streams of income by 2025. So I want you to come on this journey with me. Okay, so a little background on me. I've been a YouTuber since 2020, but I have a separate channel. And I have been I work professionally as a psychic medium, and I've been doing that professionally since 2020 as well. I went on the road. I went on a road trip while everybody was at home, and in more ways than one. And so I've been doing that. I've been working for private interested parties. I've also been living in Airbnbs full time since 2018. Besides doing some house sitting gigs and what have you. But I have over 150 Airbnb reservations under my belt, most of them shared housing. And I've also ran over 44 Airbnbs in the city that I live in. I've ran them, managed them, everything from reservations to changing the sheets. And I have been known, my job has basically been an Airbnb fixer. So you can come in, I can come in and I can do the digital marketing for you. I can do the photography, all that other good stuff. But what I can do is um, take a look at your ratings, right? And reviews. And then I can fix the Airbnb accordingly, and I can do it in a very short amount of time. So that's why that's kind of what I've been doing in a little background. My full time background is I have 20 years in the hospitality industry, so restaurant management all the way down to dishwashing. I've done it all, and I've ran restaurants with over 90 employees. So definitely have run the gamut, and I'm done. I'm done. People are like, you don't leave the house. I'm like, that is correct. I've been working since I was 14 years old. I got my first job at a dry cleaners, and I've had about 3 jobs ever since at the same time, all the time. I've done over 1,000 catering events, either bartending, waiting tables. I've done it all. So, and then I was a flight attendant for quite a while. So, well, not quite a while, but long enough, long enough to know that I want my feet on the ground. So that's a little background on me. So I have a lot of things that I can pull from. I also have my degree in photography and digital, in graphic design. Okay. So I have this note. I just found out about Notions. I've had it for about a year, but I've finally been utilizing it. And so I have it down to 31 streams of income, but there's actually a lot more built in there. So we're going to go through and we're just going to have a lot of fun, because this is kind of what's the word? Me putting this out there is me, first of all, manifestation, right? This is called co-creation with the universe. I'm also filming this on the 888 Lionsgate portal date. If you know, you know. So I am trying to bring all of these. So speaking it, right, and going through it and explaining it to you and teaching other people. So if you've got questions, you can ask me. Maybe I can find the answer. If I don't know the answer, right? This is getting it out there. I'm putting it out there to make it happen instead of it just being here and in my notes where nobody knows about it, right? I was looking for the word accountability. You, my friends, are my accountability partner. And then if you want to talk about accountability, I'm like, should I tell them about Flow Club? We'll do another video on that. If you're interested in actually having some accountability and have a hard time getting things done at home, whether it's working out or finally writing that book, or a singer songwriter and writing a song, or doing voiceover work, whatever it is that you've been dilly dallying along on, there's something called Flow Club, and if you know, you know. But I'm gonna put you on. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but I'm gonna put you on. Okay, but we're not doing that today. So let's jump into this. So first of all, we're gonna go with social media. Okay, and I'm also gonna. It's like, how do I do this? Because I kind of want to like do the notes. So we're gonna go through. Okay, we're gonna do social media first. Let me go ahead and clip you in here. I'm very thirsty. And I just got my nails done. So I can't open anything. It really renders me helpless. I'm like, can you see the guitar? I can no longer play the guitar in the background because I decided to get my nails back on. That's one income stream down. Okay. We got the buble. Get yourself a snack, get yourself a beverage, because we're going to be here for a minute, okay? Well, we're not going to be here too long, but okay. So, first off, we're going to talk social media, okay? And so, I have 3 YouTube channels. This is going to be my second one. I've had it for a while, kicked around, but like never really just got right. And then I have another one that I'm going to be doing a new one, and that's just going to be like fun stuff and vlogs and everything like that. And then I have my spiritual business channel where I do teach tarot. And if you're interested in any of that, the links will be down and below if you're interested in seeing my other work. But so with 3 channels, okay, just 3 channels, and we're not going to go into the Twitch and the Discords. We're going to talk about the 5 major social media channels that you can get monetized on. That is, so this is, I'm putting this under one hood on this list for number, so this will be social media, right? But then there's 3 channels that all have social media, right? So that's 15 ways of being able to get monetized on social media. And that's just monetization on the channel itself, like their AdSense type of thing. That has nothing to do with brand deals or UGC or anything like that. Okay, so I have to remember to look at the thingy, the camera, instead of looking at my face. I know what I look like. So yeah, okay. So we're gonna start off with that. So 3 YouTube channels. Yeah, and I'm basing everything off of that because YouTube is kind of where I started on social media. So that's why I just come up with it first. So on YouTube, so I have my separate channels, right? On YouTube, they have it on here as 1,000, but it's actually changed. You need 500 subs. Okay, 500 subs on YouTube. Actually, this might, my glasses. Oh, I might need them though. I can't see without them. So on YouTube, 1,000 subs has gone down to 500 subs, and you need a minimum of 3,000 watch hours, okay? Or 10 million views in shorts alone in the last 3 months, okay? So 3 YouTube channels, right? And all of those are going to have their own Twitter, their own or X, their own. So let's name off the 5. I know I feel like I'm all over the place, but I also have ADHD, right? And I can't, if I try and do this perfectly, I'm never going to get through it. So, and that's been, I have, issues with perfectionism and all that other stuff, just like everybody else does, right? And so that's why we're doing this and we're doing it together. Right? So you're starting at the bottom with me. I don't have all these streams of income coming in, but they're all in different stages of being set up. Okay. So this is where we start really niching down and putting those goals, but we don't know, if you don't make a goal, everything, life is going to decide where you're going. Okay. There's a I don't want to butcher it, but there's a term that people say, and it's very cool and witty or whatever. But life will decide for you if you don't decide for yourself. And so you have to be able to have like, they don't have to, it doesn't have to, don't put a timeline on it, right? I know I said for 2025, but that's for me to try and get them set up. That's me doing my work. Whether the income comes or not, that's not right. I have the income that I need to keep myself comfortable to now dive into these creative projects that I've been putting on the back burner because they were down the line, right? Yes, they're going to be passive income streams, but yes, my merch, it's going to take a while, right? Once I have 100 designs, I think my merch store will really start, but right now I've got one. I mean, I've got a bunch, but only one uploaded, right? So we've got to do the work. Listen, sis, listen, bruh, we've got to do the work, okay? So sometimes I say this on my other channel, and one of my very, very dear partner, actually, he said when we first started seeing each other, he's like, yeah, he's like, something really hit me on your channel that I was watching, and he said, sloppy, because I have 5, if you know anything about astrology, I have like 5 mercurial placements. It makes me really, really OCD and very prone to perfectionism. And so that being said, I said it and I was like, man, and I've kind of started living by it, is sloppy execution is better than perfect planning. So this is my sloppy execution day. Okay. All right. So I try to put it in the best, we're shooting in the best settings, and I've got my background all pretty. And this is also, by the way, for sale. Everything on here is an investment. Okay. It's an investment into what I'm trying to do on this list. So everything has a purpose. I don't spend money unless it's an investment, honestly. And that's the thing is I live very, very frugally, and people don't understand that. They're like, why you live in an Airbnb's 100? I live in them because they're so inexpensive to live in. I've saved so much money. I don't have a car anymore. I just Uber where I need to go, and I don't have a lot of places to go. When we go out, we have date, Uber, whatever it is. Like I've just learned to do without in order to be able to do, right? Because people are like, oh, you have all that time. I created this. This is a lifestyle that I have created, I have cultivated and curated for myself in order to be able to not feel like I'm not going to get. I mean, when I'm talking about idea, like I have pages and pages and pages of scribblings, right, of ideas, of bringing them to fruition. But as ADHD, as y'all know, right, we can get into trouble by not starting a bunch of things and not finishing. So I've just learned that that's just who I am. So I'm just going to start a bunch of things and then I'll finish them as I get to them, because what I've learned is how I've learned to deal with, being neurodivergent and ADHD is that I have so many interests. Why not just everybody's just pick one? Well, you're not me, right? And you're neurotypical. Typical. So for me to be able to wake up, I wake up in the middle of the night, right? And it's like, well, no, I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. I have 50 million things that I can work on. So I go through and I'm like, do I feel like designing t-shirts? No. Do I feel like reading that book? Do I want to listen to that podcast? Do I want to work on some jewelry? Do I want to do some notes for my next episode? Do I want to edit that video? Do I just want to watch something on TV? Right? I go through, am I hungry? Am I thirsty? Like, these are the things, these are the questions. We got to get ourselves into optimum. And if you're always in, so here's the problem though. It's like a lot of us are in fight or flight mode, right? We're in constant survival mode with money and people and this, that, and the other. Again, quiet, cultivating a quiet space that you can be creative in, not letting people take your creative energy, right? This is where we're saying we're taking our power back and we're saying, I'm going to do something and create something for myself. And it's okay if it doesn't include other people, okay? So back to the whatever at hand. So we're going to go YouTube, Twitter, X, TikTok, Insta, and Facebook, right? So is that 5? YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. YouTube, Twitter. I obviously cannot 1 because I've got other things written in between here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's the top. Okay. I do have the top 4 on there. So other people are into snapping, Snapchat or whatever. I don't. That's another really big one that you can blow up really quickly on. So I have Clapper. I have a Clapper account and I've got like, it's my biggest account. I haven't been on there in like a year, just because I don't agree with the politics of it. But I do agree with the 8,000 followers I have over there. So I'm going to be getting back on Clapper, because if you want to blow up fast and get monetized, you have to have 1,000 followers over at Clapper, and you can get monetized going live. I mean, it's just really easy to blow up over there. Instagram, and most people haven't even heard of it. But I will have to say, if you aren't offended by right conservative politics, then you'll be fine on Clapper. If you have a problem like being around that, doesn't mean that you're part of it, right? These are just social. I don't have to agree with their politics in order to take advantage of being on the platform, right? But if that really bothers you, like there's lots of guns and boots and all sorts of stuff over there that's a little like more, if you watch Fox News, you'll be just fine over there. If you can't watch Fox News, then you will not be fine. Sorry to make it political, but they did. Okay. So TikTok 1,000, Instagram 10,000 followers, TikTok 10,000 followers. TikTok, you have to have 1,000 followers in order to go live. I believe that's still in effect. YouTube 1,000 or 10 million views, and then Facebook. Oh, I forgot what Facebook was because I don't like Facebook. I'm on there. I have like my 120 people, right? Which is, I'm thinking about thinning that out. I thinned it out during the pandemic. I went from 300 to 150. Now I'm like, I call that a little bit more. So those are your big 5. And again, here's the thing is we are repurposing content. Okay. This isn't you make it. Oh, LinkedIn. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I knew I was missing one. That's the big 5. LinkedIn, Facebook, right? So we're going to be repurposing our content, okay? And not all content is supposed to go everywhere. Like the same content that works on TikTok isn't going to work on in LinkedIn, excuse me, in LinkedIn. But there is a lot of crossover, especially if you really want to get into social media content, doing things that are evergreen content. What do I mean by evergreen? Tarot cards, like on my other channel, I teach tarot. Those are things that will never go away. So I can repurpose that content everywhere, except I don't put my tarot stuff on LinkedIn. Although I'm going to, it will be different though. I'm going to be dressing in my little business suit because I mainly work with businesses and business owners and divorces. Like I work with professionals. And so I want to dress professional. I'm not going to dress the same way I would in a TikTok video than I would for a LinkedIn video. And the content that I'm going to be creating with my card divination isn't going to be, is your boyfriend, does he have a crush on you? Right? It's going to be, is your client a worthy client, or do firing and hiring candidates and doing character assessments on new hires and like all sorts of stuff, right? And like working with stocks and forensic accounting. There's all sorts of stuff that I can do with card divination that TikTok, that just went right. Everybody's eyes just glazed over. Like, what? Divorce? I'm not even married. I need a boyfriend, right? So that content is going to be different. So I will be able to cross it over to other places, but there will be a small amount that I will be able to pepper, right? And so this is totally like, why not just concentrate? People say concentrate on one platform at a time. No, things are always changing. Things are always moving. You should always have, first of all, you should be saving it. Every piece of content that you make, you should be saving it like on a cloud or a hard drive. I recommend cloud, okay? Because when you have it on a cloud, then when a new, like Threads just popped up, like Twitter, right? The Instagram version of Threads, you can't get monetized over there because it's not big enough. It's attached to Instagram. Over there, it's like I can just start posting old content, right? Because I have it in that cloud. I can pull it. So when another social media platform pops up, I'm able to go to that cloud wherever I am. It doesn't have to be, oh, that's my phone or my old phone or whatever. It's going to be in one place, and you want to start getting organized really quickly. Now, how do you post to all of those, right? So let's just talk about shorts. Because okay, well, let's talk about let's actually talk about getting a little more. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through all of these. Like we might just shorten this to one video. It's really interesting. It'll be part one of the series. I'm just like, there's way too much getting into this. But where was I going? Okay, so what you really want to be doing is doing long form content, okay? And then you want to be chopping that content up. How do you do that? It's very time intensive if you do it by yourself. But there's software, AI software now that will, you just load your long form, load it up in there, and it creates clips. It takes AI and it goes, and then it will go ahead and do its smart thing and pick out the things that they know the algorithm will like. That could possibly, so you'll have one that's like maybe 90%. Opus is one, they've got, almost all of them have a free trial. And I used them like for 3 months, all for free. I was just rotating email addresses. If you don't have the money, this stuff is expensive. Just make a couple of emails, spill some tea, right? And get those free trials until you can afford it, or even decide if you like it. Don't put down $18 for a trial. You know what I mean? But you got to, and don't do a bunch of them. You got to actually use it, right? I've used all these social media schedulers. I've used Hootsuite and Later and Metrical or whatever. I mean, just all these different ones. And I can tell you with each one of them what I can't stand about them. So I'm about to try BigView, which is a video editor, but it's also a teleprompter. And it has smart teleprompting. So it can help you with your scripts, and then just upload the script and boom, you're just reading off of your thing, just like this. And so you're going to go to that clip generator. I'm like, let's get on track. There's the ADD. You're going to go to that clip generator. You're going to upload your long form. It's going to make 20 clips for you. And you can decide whether you like them or not, or, whatever it is. You're going to download those clips. Okay. And then you're going to either find somebody on Fiverr, which the most inexpensive person I found that just does scheduling and was willing to schedule, I think it was like 50 posts a week. It was like $50 for the month for him to do like upload 50 posts to all their social media. So you can do that way if you don't want to get a scheduler, and maybe you can find, because maybe you're not even interested in Facebook. Maybe you only want to do 3 and you can do it yourself, or you can find an online scheduler that you upload it, and then it populates that video to each one of the of the separate platforms. Can I speak? Apparently not. Okay, so we've got that down, right? So you're going to be scheduling these out so that you're not really touching them again. You want to get that part off your hands. You just make the long form, you chop it up, and then you make it into short form. Now, here's another thing. I'm going to give you a little tea, okay? Bonus tip. If you, and I'm sure there's probably a couple of others that I'm not, but the only one that I use and that I've used is called SnapTick. And SnapTick for repurposing content, okay? Especially if you make content in TikTok, which I actually recommend. They have, well, I actually recommend CapCut. CapCut is free, and the makers of TikTok made CapCut, so it's just, it's as, and there's a free version, and the free version is amazing, and the pro is even better. But yeah, so get on the CapCut or whatever. But if you don't want to do that, you're just comfortable with TikTok, go into TikTok, make your video, use your effects, do all the stickers, whatever. Okay, they have a really great interface. Most people know how to use it. And then what you do is you save your TikTok, okay, and you download it, or no, you get the you're gonna have to download it, right? And then you can just take it off if you want to. Take it off of TikTok if you're not gonna post it. But you do have to get it uploaded to TikTok so that you can get the URL for it. Once it gets approved and it goes to up to TikTok, Mercury retrograde, I cannot speak. Once it goes up to TikTok, then you can grab the little URL, you can plug that into SnapTick, and SnapTick is going to erase the TikTok watermark. Okay, and the reason why that's really, really important is that you'll see all these people on YouTube, and they might get quite a few views, but they would get thousands upon millions more views if they had taken that TikTok logo off. Because when you create something in another platform and you go to another platform, they don't like that, so they won't push that content. But if you scrub it, then you can upload it to all of these, and all of them will be perfectly fine. Their algorithms won't pick up that it was made somewhere else. So it's really important to get that TikTok watermark off SnapTick, okay? All right, so now you have all of your social media. I think this is going to go a lot faster once, because people are like, well, how do you get monetized? And it's like, once you get these amount of followers and then you have all of the parameters, then you can start running ads, okay? Because people are, you know, on YouTube, you'll start seeing, I'll put ads at the beginning, ads at the end, and maybe somewhere in the middle. And so then we're going to start doing brand deals and all that other stuff. But this is just money from being monetized for having a certain amount of followers. So that's where, and I'm only naming this as one of my income streams when it's actually 15. Does that make sense? Okay. Moving right along. 222 on the clock. All right. Let's just get a break.